the best of times, you walk me through my darkest days. Why must I turn around? I ask myself. This just ain't fair, so hard to bear. I'm not really sure these days, You walk me, you talk
Lads and wa, Trononama, good morning, good afternoon. Fáilte arás chuig an show, agus fáilte arás chuig Gaeilge Weekly, agron iver Nóchadó, episode number 92. How are we all doing this morning, or on this day? Consta Talmud Scalair, or Madsen? No, Inyo, Erenos. Hope that everything's well. Tasilan Gaeil Gachrad Gma. I'm happy to say to my sauce that Laura Gaeil Misha Arash an seo is Seville, Arash in éasca in Spania. Back in the south of Spain, Tareish me in the Sierra Stocha, my holidays, I guess, if you can call them holidays. Must rather give rage let lay in the Sierra, Gleicharhu. Arash an seo Tareish Kaikish Intuk, so all a great fortnight, a great 2 weeks over in Italy. Agus Lán Sásta a bheith Arash an seo. I mean, Mar Louis May, as I mentioned, on Tachtan Chikatsa, when my Sortatnev as Mahers, Gajianadal, I really enjoyed my trip to Italy. Ach, Eganam Kena, gach or a ham áchegan na leighn the show. So every time I go somewhere these days, it's come a mas Rudaí Gaeil me ag dolarash geherin from going back to Ireland. No áchegan ella sa Spáin, áchegan ella leighn the Sierra sa Spáin, Ibiza, Mallorca, Valencia, áchegan Casula Shin, somewhere like that. Mar hampla an uirí bhí me sa Ghaeilge fa seachtain an orfa hartar jet law leighn the Sierra an Shin. I was over in Greece for about 10 days on holidays there last year. It's come a cannot a haon me, it doesn't matter where I go. Nuair a hagam arash an seo go Seville, tugam faoi deara, like I realised like wow, I love Seville, it's even Seville, agus tá mé chós sásta goil me I mo chónaí an seo. I'm so happy that I'm living here. I was just tá sé có cool hon sail of agam an seo. It's so cool to have a life for myself here. Agus orintha sé granver mar orintha sin ceann in the Rudaí is fearr maidir le dul áitseachín. Sometimes it's like one of the best things in relation to going somewhere else. Tá sé actually ag teacht arás go Seville in Nia on Thursday coming back just well after the trip. Agus ag rá, oh wow, you know, tuigim inis cén fá ó bhfuil mé I mo chónaí an seo. Tuigim cén fá ó fioc mé Seville. Tuigim, like, yeah, on just being like still a reset is tócha, I guess, agus being to níos buíoch as gachrad sa chathair seo. You're more grateful for everything in the city, agus the chords an seo, na háitna an seo, the different places here, an Aimsir an seo, na daoine, an bia, an gachrad, everything. So we should, you know, cé gur bhfuil mé feartathnamh as my hearse, even though I really enjoyed my trip. Ceann an rudí is fearr faoi hearse cosúil le sin actually ag teacht arás go Seville, agus ag rá, nach bhfuil sé seo chahíntaach. Agus, yeah, caiith tú orintha dul áit honna bheith buíoch as an áit ina bhfuil tú I do chónaí. No an áit se bhfuil tú ag fánach. So sometimes you have to go somewhere to be more grateful for the place where you live or the place where you're staying at the moment. So bhí sé sin aus chach mé rá. That was great, I have to say. Agus, yes, even lum an tam seo sin bhliain is tócha go dhaoine an tam seo nó an tréimh se ama this kind of time period le some good just mo so roini capam. Most people in the northern hemisphere anos mar anish are noitan or savresh agin. On Trononas we have the extra hour during the evening. On just the spawn anos ni vinche igari durka gaji bejer lahar thresha hooked. Anish to she intuk doesn't get dark here until about 8:30 at the moment here in Seville. Gin shishin jifrucht ulwar. Makes a big difference. Got me raw, I have to say. Agus, yeah, cumhpháirtíocht sin nói bín an Aimsir Gaiirí níos deise honach mé in éireann an sacht an seo tá an Aimsir gohíntaach ba mise arás in éireann an teachtain se thugann, so tásúil agam nach bhfuil me ag dul arás ro dhéanaach agus le cúna dé, hopefully go mbeidh an aimsir fós go mbeidh ag an am sin tá mise ag dul an domhnach Palm Sunday an deir seachtainna seo, so le cúna dé fós ba sé go mbeidh or tírim leid. Is cuma muna bhfuil an green ag taitneamh agus muna bhfuil sé ag scuis na gloch nó inrad mar sin. An rud is tábhachtaí ná just go bhfuil sé tírim agus gur féidirlim dul amach agus rudaí a dhéanamh tíomh muid that I'm able to go out and do things outside and that's dry agus mar sinja and so on. Ach, bheadh sé gihíntaach é sin ráite, that said, bheadh sé gihíntaach dul méach an aimsir go deas ag an am céama if the weather is good at the same time. So, yeah, just bí neart rudaí ar siúil an tam siúd sin bhliain freisin, ceapan go mín níos mó imachtaí ag tosú agus rudaí a bhíon ar siúil beidir an sios Spain just like in Ceisteanna an thabhairí, things that happen here in Spain just for the summer season, mar hampla na linn snámha, the swimming pools, splíonn siad tar ná tús mí bhealtaine, so young cúpla seachtainna, they'll be starting kind of at the start of May, so in a few weeks' time, Comála sin, bín lan sport ar siúil ar an ói soccer agus rudaí mar sin, bín lan cluichí ceathrú ceannis, leat ceannis, cluichí ceannis, so a lot of quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, because it's kind of business end of the season. Agus ag dúidm le deir an séisiúr sa rugby, sa soccer, tá an pelgóileach ras, the Gaeilge football is back agus an amáinneocht thosaí an chraobh an sin an deir seachtainna Shigata. So the championship started this past weekend, Gaeilge na nua Ararach agus Roscommon in London ceapam as cúpla cluiche eile. So tá sé sin deas tá an Formula 1 arás sin an tagart seachtainil chuig an F1, that's the weekly reference to the F1. So tá 3 Ross Déanta agin sa F1 agus 3 votes or difriúil go dtí seo 3 different winners as well in the 3 races so far agus ní Harlíonn sé sin go minic, so tá sé go maith chance go maith like trid ceart dul na chraobh im léana. There might be a proper fight for the championship this year. It's your Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, beidir few Leclerc agus Hamilton, ach ní ceapan ghfuil Ferrari. Gwyl siad ton of our roll odds in Molina. I don't think they're going to be too strong this year. It doesn't look like it. Too much drama at Ferrari as always. The number of drama on sin ag Ferrari mar I gcónaí. Ach, yeah, just I gcónaí taithníon an tam seo gin bhlianam. Gohairthe margheall ghuail mé I mo chónaí an seo is Seville, especially because I live here in Seville. Bín míúil agus mí lúnasa róthe tú hash in July and August. So caithidú taithnamh a bhaint as nám anis agus caithidú taithnamh a bhaint as an tarach stoke. You have to enjoy the spring. I mean, bhí sé churbáistí an seo. Le Gavi and News, it's been raining here last 2 months, really weird, one of the wettest winters or early springs on record. Ach an sacht an shotán an saoir nó an tarc tácat the summer, really the spring has arrived agus idirnis agus hartar lór miúil by sé ceart go lór agus iníos sin by sé an numarcha. It'll be too much after that. Bín hartar sé seachtain nó seachtain in a mean say. Oh, royacker, it's too difficult from middle of July till end of August. And I'm okay with heat. Tá sé ceart go lór leis an tocht. Ach ní smó ná in radella, just ní bhíon aon duine an seo, no one's here. Team gach duine go áitna eile áitna nachhfuil chomhte, so caithfí mis an rud céanna a dhéanamh im lína. Ceapan, I think I should do the same, or I'll have to do the same this year. I don't know where I'll go. Maybe just back to Ireland for a few weeks. Beidir just a rash go héireann ar feadh cúpla seachtain in my cinse. Ach, yeah, Arinas, tá sé go deas I gcónaí an tam siúd in bhliain is Seville agus Landini timpeall na háite, fós na Micklean a bhín an seo the students that are here, they don't leave until June, so bín buzz ma timpeall na Cathrach. There's a good buzz around the city Semana Santa an tachtan seo huggins, that's Holy Week, and if I miss on seo tá sé ag éirí éilú le Semana Santa mar just bín sé chaos here an méid sin rudaí ar siúil. Ach, yeah, ba sin níos ciúna níos éasca arás in éireannach tá Semana Santa gúil tá Holy Week agus an chás go stócha an a chúil an steo is Seville. So, yeah, ag buint taithneamh agus just lán sásta bheith arás is Seville agus an tam seo gin bhliain this time of year. Agus an budcar lenneo, bhí mé géirí labhairt beaganín faoi na rudaí beaga sa saoil agus go háirithe rudaí nach muinen leis an technoliacht Rudaí nach bhfuil beidir nach bhfuil scáilán ag tastáit chun rudí seo a dhéanú. Think about small things in life, and especially maybe some of the things in life in which you don't need a screen to do them. Agus an difriúcht dulhór a dhéan sé dumsa agus an chuí a bhfuil méid tar éis tuairt faoi deara, the way I've kind of realised le déine recently, céadh tábhachtach agus atá na rudí sin dumsa, agus le lán daoine ceap mugs is tócha beidir saoil níos nádartha a bheith agam. To have a kind of more natural life, less time inside, less time on screens, níos luama, tíbhas jed, níos luama, os chóir scáilán, eating slightly more natural food, beidir githe, bia, beagla níos nádartha, agus just níos luama is tócha a chachu sa metaverse nó níl sam cintanam a chorfa ach yeah, just tá méid rééis tuairt faoi deara, you know, tá sé granver sa saoil. It's funny in life, mar go háirithe níos agus muid sa bhliain 2025 in the year 2025, been a maid sin rudí buinse níos leis an technoliacht. So much is connected to technology and chuí a bhíon muds ag gach as Rudaí, the way we pay for things. Well, it's matlum san argatir, might prefer the cash. Ach alán daoine bíonn siad úsáid cuarta, nó an phone, nó fiú an ordóir, chun íoch as Rudaí, ach yeah, buinse sin leis an technoliacht. Alán daoine bíonn siad ag obair ar an riomhar agus ar an scáilán, tá níos lú agus níos lú daoine a oibríonn post nach bhfuil scáilán nó phone ag tastáha who says less and less people working a job all the time who work a job that doesn't require a phone or screen in front of you for part of the day or for a chuid den lá arénos an chuí a bhíon muds I dagháil le chéile, an chuí a bhíon muds stoch ag labhairt le chéile, I gcónaí bíonn sé ag brath níos mó agus níos mó ar an technoliacht, ar an idirlín, ar na meán thoisialta an social media. Ach, yeah, tá sé granmhar mar a lán sin na rudí charíonn go mór lumsa chun agus bhí mé ag labhairt faoi seo ar an budcréile mí nó cho hin rinne mé budcréile ag labhairt faoi na rudí a dhéanam haon, the things that I myself do. Is tócha marall go mín mé ag obair sa bhaile, marall go mín mé ag obair lom hain, marall bhfuil mé i mo chónaí lom hain freisin cadaí na rudí a dhéanam chun charú lom féin, chun just kind of keep in good form and keep myself in good spirits and healthy agus sláintúil ó thaobh, you know, an chorpte a go mála sin ó thaobh an bhí ar chláinseide in terms of mental health as well agus rudí mar sin. Agus bhí mé labhairt faoin na rudí seo ach, yeah, na rudí simplí. Sin iad na rudí agus na rudí beaga, sin iad na rudí charíonn go mór lumsa agus ceapam a charíonn nó charóch that would help go mór le beag na gach duine. Tá sé similar éis marall goil a méid sin dependency is tócha an méid sin spláchas ar an technoliacht na léitheanta seo agus lá tá Johan these days and nowadays. Ach, na rudí simplí, na rudí ará tú an déanú 5 bliain ó hin, 100 bliain ó hin, 200 bliain ó hin fiú, 200 years ago even. Siad ní na rudí a thugann sonas dumsa I bhád ní smó ná fiche nóméid ar Instagram nó fiche nóméid ar ChatGPT a gculpar. Bhí mé ggóil cafe ar madsan agus tá mé gafa leis an cafe inis. A chuéis ní frappuccinos nó gluten-free ice lattes nó mar sin, just black coffee sin é. Agus déana mé leis an san cadaí an tanam ar an cafetera na rud éigen mar sin beidir sa Spanish agus fiú in mBéarla, maybe even in English it's that I think. Just on rud beag le tá 3 físa de an pizza in a churn tú an tuisce, the bit that you put the washer into agus bín lína ní féidir leat an tuisce chur níos orda ná sin, you can't put the washer higher than that an sin churn tú an filter isteach agus coffee agus an sin tá an pizza ar war add freshen you have the bit on top as well agus just churn tú ar an hab ar fra 2 nóméid fiú níos lú. You put it on the hob for about 5 minutes, even less agus tá an coffee add in sin you have the coffee after that. Níl sam cintarmatá ar ní machine, it's not a machine or it's not the one with the pods or anything like that. Ach, is sin ar ein spéise sin ceapan go mai aithne ag daoine ar sin ag spéis ag daoine cinsáis rud ó bhfuil mé ag labhairt faoi, people will know what I'm on about or what I'm talking about. ach fiú just ag sí síos ar maidin agus níúsáidm an fón ar maidin níúsáidm an fón go meán lei te go ná bín an fón mode etzal sam. It's in airplane mode or flight mode from normally midnight to midday. So I don't use the internet shop between those hours. Seachas spades your buganí nibre air on an laptop or on River Luna. Imagine might check 1 or 2 emails, but even recording this podcast doesn't require the internet. I just open up Audacity. So tush just thought on sale agus arnoi mar it's aram igoni bud creile, as I always say on the podcast. I know I'm lucky thusagum goil on thaw jaragurm. I'm really lucky to be able to do that because a lot of other people have to be in an office at 8 o'clock. Caiisi de bheith significant hultalug. They have to check those emails. They have to check someone on Instagram for their work. Caiisi text a chur chuig today and no beidir or WhatsApp. Don upper agus an sin tagan na chatachtaí an níos fiútá athnagam ar chuoine agus caiisi siad an phone chuineáil ar siúil agus an idirlín a bheith ar siúil ar an phone iritní hithe. They have to have the phone on and the internet on during the night. I can never do that. Like, ní hidden a sin a dhéanú riomh. To think anybody could call me or text me in the middle of the night and wake me up is crazy to me. I'm not giving out about it or saying anyone else who does that is this, that or the other. Ní a churbit just thumbsa comparisonta ní bheach me an a sin a dhéanú. Myself personally, I would not be able to do that. Yeah, tá sé go deas ar maidin, airí sús, agus just cafe a bheith gan éon technolic beidir beaglín cheol a chur ar súil ar an radio nó arís ar Spotify mar tá na hara an agam ar Spotify níl an idirlín tastáim mar tá si downloaded agam halahéin and I've already downloaded them. So mar eile sin ní chaithí mé ceangals nó nascí leis an idirlín. I don't have to connect or make any link to the internet to do that. Agus orintha bíonn sa sin mar chuid is fearr an lá. Agus tá sé Cranver reached Thomas bra on made sin air on technology where depending not much on technology as lay in the show agus tá technology agus AI agus machine to friúil agus na mian ho síalta có táhachtach dún so say looks tá sé táhachtach domsa so say freshen bín mis ag buintú sá just Instagram as YouTube as bín me gobar or TikTok agus ar nói má fust ar fad bín sé ar lína agus chaham a lá me cach lá ó scór scáil an aigen. I spend a lot of time every day in front of some sort of screen. Ach, actually, is iad orintha na rudaí ráitú an zéinú chuige bliain ó hin, 100 bliain ó hin. Sin iad na rudaí is deise irithin lei. Sometimes things you're able to do 50 years ago, 100 years ago, they're the nice things. Fiú, ag dul amach ar siúlóds ar maidin. Ag éisteacht le bugailín ceol, no fiú, gan a bheith ag éisteacht le aonrad. Tá sé có jazz, it's so nice. Just a bheith siúil timp na hása bugailín air all agus just a bheith ag mothú níos fearr. Agus, yeah, is dócha, tá mis sé bugailín old school, I guess, bugailín seanaimsrithe ar chlí in a way. I mean, I remember you might have listened to the episode a month or two ago, the other episode a month or two ago, I think about a month ago now, ceapam thart ar bhío hin anish, and I did that kind of quiz, rinne mé an quiz sin, Maidir leis an glúnta in relation to the generations agus dúirt sé, Marial na fargarcha tá tugta adom ceapam go bhfuil tú the millennial agus nima is Gen Z or Gen Zer mis sé rugadh sa bhliain 2000 I was born in the year 2000, I'm 24, tá mis sé chur bliana is fithadíis, so I'm not a millennial at all, but I suppose a lot of the way I view life on jarcha atá agam nó mion atá agam an sale bín sé beidir níos seanaimse a beidir níos cosúla duine aigen ar agus nóchatí nós na hochtatí fiú. It's maybe more like someone who's born in the 90s or the 80s, a lot of things agus is maithlim rudaí a dhéanamh sa seanstíl. Listen, I'm not here sewing every day and lighting a fire in my apartments, chrochud sinna im ársán na hon dinner chocrocht or not a hunter-gatherer or no aon rud cos le sin agus nílíonn CDs agam sa teach go gcónaí úsáidm Spotify agus ní bhíonn mé réala ag fécintear terrestrial television nuair atá mé seo sa Spáin ar éon spéidir nuair atá mé ar as an éireann is fearr am YouTube. So I'm not saying I live really old school or like someone from the Amish community, no duine Amish no internet mar sin. Ach, is fearlam ceann agus pápar úsáid in áit gacrad a chlóscríomh amach, is fearlam rudaí a léamh le leabhar fisiciúil in áit a bheith ag léamh ar an Kindle nó ar an phone is fearlam sa bheith ag labhairt le den éigean sa fíorthail agus gléach a chur ar gún éigean in áit i gcónaí a bheith ag seoladh teachtarachtaí like DD to frill instead of always messaging people, just giving them a call. That's something I do need to get better at. But in principle, that's the idea, and that's what I like. Sinna rud a had níon lom a caiime éana níos mó, is beidir níos mó muoín a bheith agam much le sin, and maybe to be more confident and have more confidence in relation to that. Ach, sin ní na rudaí a charíonn go mórlam, ag sin ní na rudaí domsa, na rudaí is tábhachtaí sa saoil. Fiú a bheith moille agus an grínig tatanamh arís tá an tá orm an seo sa Spáin gur féidirlumm é seo a dhéanú ach just a bheith imimehí an sin ar terrace to kind of be sitting out there on a terrace and having a coffee or having a beer agus just ag léamh má leabhar agus is íonlumm a bheith go perceivelumm a bheith ag dul chun cín le rudaí. I love work and I love progress and stuff, always doing something nach fiú na rudaí beaga sin iad na rudaí sa saoil agus córa a bheith ad le duine éigean to have a conversation with someone agus cé go mín an technolic de gairí níos mó agus níos mó sa saoil go háirithe is tócha le daoine ar chóid slumsa, especially for people like me. It's kind of important to keep that in mind. I think tá sé tábhachtach chun é sin chuneáil ar insín agus a dagna on your minds kind of in your head. Sin ní na rudaí agus caithí na rudaí sin a bheith agat gach lá caiitú bheith labhairt le daoine agus preferably sa fíorthail caiitú a bheith just ag tóga láma gan an phone agus gan i gcónaí a bheith ag scrollál tríos Instagram agus TikTok agus tá na rudaí sin go deas mar dúirt mé úsáid an féin na rudaí sin nach freisin ag an am céanna. Bín a bhád níos mó suúbhnas in my héal. It's more kind of peace in my mind, in my life and in my mind insín bín gachar ag dul níos moille agus bín just níos chilled out nuair nach bhfuil mé i buint úsáid as an phone. Na léitheanta orintanta mar dúirt mé Jane Americht gan an phone no gan an interlín a úsáid go dtí beidir meán le. Try not to use the phone or the internet until about midday. Ach na léitheanta nach beidir nach airíonn lom é sin a dhéanamh. The days I don't manage or succeed in doing that, just being mincín, bín sé arsúil agus bín sé ag ri an lá ar fad. It's kind of running and it's on all day. Ní bhíonn sé sin chompralach. Domsa, beidir an ghfuil sé ag tastal ó am go ham. Maybe I do need it from time to time from working really hard at something to be switched on, to be locked in, mar dzirfa an ish. Locked in as the kids say. Mar dzir in the posty, mar dzir in the cool kids. Ach, domsa sin rud agus just like cúpla shot in the news agus beidir missis in idal freshen. Maybe while I was initially as well, hug me é sin faoi dara is tócha agus just ag téanú iireach é sin chuneáil in my héal to kind of keep that in my life and push importance on it on béim agus tábhacht chur ar sin. And it's interesting because I suppose if you think about the last 50-60 years, tháinig an telefís is Jack sna seacaí sna coigatí hart ar am sin the 50s or 60s in Ireland, the early 60s tháinig na telefís na seach agus an sin sna seachtaí deir siad níos tócha popular agus níos mó agus bhí telefís beag nach gach teach an sin timp na tíre beidir sna hochtaí an sin bhí na riomhraí ag teachtasteach an sin an idirlín the internet the nócatí agus is tócha gach blian piece bit by bit bhí níos mó daoine, well just bhí daoine generalta people generally bhí siad ag cathú níos mó ama os cór scálan gach blian beidir sna seacatí ní rá daoine a cathú leabhar in an lei os cór scálan nó oraclaigh agus beidir an sin sa bhliain 2000 maybe in the year 2000 bhí daoine cathú 5 nó 6 uair in an lei os cór scálan per day in front of a screen agus an sin leis an phone agus an smartphone ar dús go bhfuil sa sé go bhfuil sa seacht na míon ho síalta chartar an am céanna agus na míon ho síalta ag airí níos éasca lúsáid kind of getting easier to use ar na teens agus AI inis agus gachar eile agus céich of tapaí agus atá na phones agus tá smartphone a bíon nach gach den almost everyone has a smartphone kind of under the age of let's say 50 or 60 faoi 50 nó 60 ach An sin hána COVID came in 2020, cuaig bliain ó hin, and is do chreidsa that 5 years ago we were in lockdown. Arinos, ní much an large for COVID because no one likes COVID. Ní haldín COVID leine, definitely not me, gan out ní lumpsa Arinos. And I think obviously for the first lockdown or two, bhí gach den or a chud smód sa dhaoine ag caithfh a lá náma an phone agus oscóir scáil, and for the first few lockdowns most people were spending a lot of time in front of a screen. But I think maybe we reached the critical mass or saturation point or whatever it's called. Níl sam cin tanamatá few mBéarla even in English, but gohfuil rudaí athraithe inis agus gone out I gábhfuil sa cuaig déag hín daoine chaithú níos mó ama an scáil on the screen nó ó scóir scáil I gcomhpháirtíocht le gábhfuil sa cuaig. So in 2015, people are definitely spending more time, doing more screen time per day compared to 2005. But then in 2025, I guess people are spending more time in front of screens, maybe compared to 05, or maybe definitely compared to 05. Gcomhpháirtíocht le gábhfuil sa cuaig déag in comparison to 2015, I think we might have turned a corner and ceapan go le lán daoine chomhaois lumsa. I think there's a lot of people around my age agus níl sim acu tus a bheith I gcónaí an phone, I gcónaí ag obair an riomhre. They're not interested in always being on the phone, always working on the computer. Agus, bín daoine ag déanú iireachta inis, dul ag rith cúpla óir in aine seachtainna. Dul go dtí an dháachtaíochta cúpla óir in aine seachtainna. Ag léamh arís le leabhar fisiciúil in áit Kindle. Beidir just ag leabhart agus ag bualadh le daoine eile go háirithe ó COVID, especially since COVID. I think people are making more of an effort to meet up together and do stuff physically and do stuff in the old way. The old way makes it sound really old, but just stuff physically instead of always over the phone. Ag déanamh rudaí is tócha in mód physical in áit I gcónaí on phone. Agus níl sam níl aon statisticí agam, I don't have any statistics to back this up. Moille yeah, gohfuil lá daoine chomhaois lumsa. A lot of people my age, my generation, I've beidir daoine níos óga freisin. Maybe I'm just getting old. Beidir gohfuil mise just ag airí níos sinna or ag airí seanna few. Maybe I'm getting older or just getting old, full stop even. But moille gohfuil muid beidir chur níos mó béimar na rudaí beaga coffee óil ar madsin. Ag dul ar siúlóid gan aon phone, just ag féchans timpeall áta, looking around the place. Agus ag leabhart le daoine, agus ag déanamh rudaí arís I mód physical, doing things in a physical way. And even, podcasts, if you think of podcasts, más winning tú faoi podcréiltí tá sé simú. Because, again, we live in such a technological age. Tá muid anis ag marchdal I réon na technoliaachta, agus bín gachrad buinteal AI agus na meán thosaitheoirí, agus bín sé chasta, agus bín sé buinteal leis an idirlín. It's complicated and connected to the internet. And rud is stoch is popular, agus an rud le clú agus cáil na leighinn the show. The thing that's kind of renowned and everybody enjoys these days, not everybody, but a lot of people, sin podcréiltí. Tá podcréiltí chomh simplí. Bhí tú an podcréile a hafadú cé bliain ó hin. You're able to record a podcast 100 years ago. Okay, you couldn't upload it to the internet, but you could put it out on radio. Bhí tú an I churmach an radio. Ní rah an ach birch ag leabhart. No few did a one, because le seo ag leabhart, all there was is two people or just like this one person speaking. Agus mic, no recording device an sin hun who hain a hafid to record yourself. Agus sin Níl aon rud eile buinte leis, agus tá sé simú arís I réon na technoliaachta agus ré intleachtéirge mar hampla in the kind of era of technology and the era of AI. That's one of the most popular things and one of the things that does so well. And what I'm recording and you're listening to right now is rud bhfuil mise ag tafadú agus tosa ag éisteacht leis inis sin podcréile, just duine éigean ag leabhart. And I think that's because we got to a point with the technology, or we have got to a point that muid tacha ar foinse leis an technoliacht. In bhfuil nach bhfuil muid ag éirí níos mó technoliacht, agus go bhfuil muid ag éirí rud iní gachtain agus rís. Tá mise sean aimsir, I'm kind of old school, so I'm biased on this. Tá mise beagnaín cléimta ar seo. Moithim ghfuil níos mó daoine agus níos mó daoine. Few daoine ar chomhaois lumsa daoine óga. Even people my age, young people, if I'm still young, 24 I am, I guess. Tá mé gan out, older people will be given out if I say I'm not young. By daoine ní sinna ag tuairt amach má dearm nach bhfuil mé óg, so tá mé óg fós ceapan. Ach, yeah, go bhfuil muid actually ag dul arás beidir go dtí cúpla. Agus just nach bhfuil muid ag géirí i gcónaí ag buin súsáid as an technoliacht. Agus i gcónaí ag bra ar an technoliacht, always depending on the technology. And I know, I was just thinking about that this morning while drinking my coffee and thinking, this is the happiest time of my day, and there's no phone, there's no screen, there wasn't even anyone else there, so I wasn't even chatting to anyone. But just simple and feeling good in the morning, feeling good in the evening, doing something simple, reading a book or whatever. So weren't that a jacker, fós na rudí sin, taithna bh winchas na rudí sin, because your mind is kind of set to, I want to use this and whatever, Skype call this person or spend 20 minutes on TikTok or whatever. Ach, ceapan na rudí beaga sin fiú ag dul amach ag ré ar feadh leat or ag labhairt le cara ag an tá sé tábhachtach agus, bhí mé ag labhairt níos mó faoi sin ar fud Gaeilge thart ar mí ó hin about a month ago speaking about that on another podcast. What was that podcast called? I honestly cannot remember. It's before I went to Italy. Bhí sé rih who megazí an Ital, so má tatú géirí éisteacht le níos mar rudí cos le show. If you want to listen to more stuff like this, cuinní gnóthach agran iver 8 episode number 87. I was speaking way more about stuff kind of to do with that, but it was just on my head again today in a kind of different way. In Malach Beaganíd your froze the Dorch me, you know what? Tommy hun lauert fhui sin Beaganín air on show. But yeah, that is it, guys. Sin don cheachtan so for this week. Thosaitheoirí gur bhain sibh taitneamh as on the show. Agus mar scanach just míle buchas as a bheith ag éisteacht leis an bud Gaeilge. Agus as a bheith ag taciú le Learn Irish Online agus Gaeilge Weekly and for Sporting LIO and Gaeilge Weekly. Ben tá ag fólam na Gaeilge tá neart rudí eile le fáil ar learnirishonline.com agus patreon.com/learnirishonline. Learn Irish Online ar Instagram agus ar YouTube chomh tin muid neart rudí eile seachas Gaeilge Weekly. We do loads of other things apart from GW, Gaeilge Weekly. Agus má tatú ag éirí a bheith jaagháil leis an bud Gaeilge if you want to be in contact with the podcast, liam.learnirishonline@gmail.com. Sin guys, gur míle maigí as a bheith ag éisteacht le romí libh an teachtain se thugan. I'll speak to you guys next week. Slán agus bana.